Right now, the Australian Tax Office is holding $18.9 billion in lost super. That's lost, as in, the people it belongs to don't even know it's there, and some of it might belong to you. Here's what's wild. Most Australians barely think about their super. They don't know how much is in it. They don't know what it's invested in. They don't even know which fund they're actually with. And there are 5 things about Australian super that most people genuinely don't know. The 5th one could be worth thousands of dollars to you. What is super? So, the basics. Superannuation, most of us just call it super, is your retirement savings. And here's how it actually works. While you're working, your employer puts money into a special account in your name. That account sits inside something called a super fund. The fund invests your money. It grows over the years, and when you retire, it's there waiting for you. That's it. That's super. The government made this the law for a very specific reason. They want every Australian to have money saved for retirement, not relying entirely on the age pension. So your employer pays super by law. And the important bit is, it's on top of your wages. So how much is your employer actually putting in? Right now, it's 12% of your earnings. This is called the super guarantee. And from the 1st of July 2025, 12% is the legal minimum. And here's the bit most people miss. That 12% is on top of your wages, not taken from them. Let me make this real. If you earn $70,000 a year, your employer adds $8,400 to your super every single year. If you earn $100,000, that's $12,000 a year. If you earn $150,000, that's $18,000 a year going into your retirement that you might not have even noticed. Some employers pay more than 12% as a perk. They can't legally pay less. And here's who's eligible. If you're over 18 and working, full-time, part-time, or casual, your employer must pay super. Doesn't matter how few hours you work. If you're under 18, the rule is a bit different. Your employer only has to pay super if you work more than 30 hours in a week. Golden Nugget 1. Most Australians have never actually checked that their employer is paying their super. It's the law, but it's still your money. Find the super line on your payslip. Then, once a quarter, log into your super fund and check the money actually arrived. The ATO has an entire unpaid super pathway because this is more common than people think. 2 minutes per quarter. Could be worth tens of thousands by retirement. Where the money goes. So where does this money actually go? It goes into a super fund. And a super fund is basically a giant investment account that someone else manages on your behalf. The fund puts your money into shares, property, bonds, a mix designed to grow over time. When you start a new job, one of 2 things happens. Option A. You tell your employer which fund to pay your super into. Option B. You don't choose. And something interesting happens that most Australians have no idea about. Golden Nugget 2. Stapled super. Before November 2021, if you didn't pick a fund at a new job, your employer just put your super into their default fund. Change jobs 5 times, you'd end up with 5 different super accounts, 5 sets of fees, 5 insurance premiums quietly eating your balance. From the 1st of November 2021, the rules changed. Your existing super fund is now stapled to you. When you start a new job and don't pick a fund, your new employer must pay into your existing account. Your fund follows you from job to job. Most Australians don't even know this rule changed. How it grows. Here's the part most people miss. Your super fund doesn't just hold your money, it invests it, and the option you're invested in matters a lot. MoneySmart describes three main investment options. Growth aims for higher returns and is mostly in shares, with bigger ups and downs. Balanced is a mix of different things: moderate returns, moderate risk. Conservative focuses on protecting your balance, lower risk, but usually lower returns over time. Now here's the bit nobody tells you. If you never picked an option yourself, your fund chose for you. Most people are put into a default, often called My Super or Balanced. Whether that's the right option for you is not something I can answer, but you should at least know what option you're actually in. 5 minutes inside your Super app or website will tell you. Tax advantage. Here's another reason Super is so powerful. According to MoneySmart, Super is taxed at a lower rate than most people pay outside Super. In plain English, the government taxes Super less than your normal income. They do this on purpose. It's a deliberate incentive to save for retirement. And that tax saving stays in your account, gets reinvested, and grows year after year, decade after decade. When you can get it. So when can you actually touch this money? According to the ATO, at age 60, you can access your Super if you've left work or retired. At age 65, you can access it whether you're still working or not. But the ATO does list limited circumstances where you can access Super earlier. The main ones are severe financial hardship, terminal medical condition, permanent or temporary incapacity, and what's called compassionate grounds. Compassionate grounds is the one most people don't know about. It can cover certain medical treatment or transport costs, modifications to your home or vehicle for severe disability, palliative care, or preventing the forced sale of your home. The rules are strict. They're set out in law and administered by the ATO, and you must have no other way to pay for the expense. But here's the key warning from the ATO itself. The ATO describes early access as something that should only be considered as a last resort. They've publicly stated that accessing Super early is not, quote, free money. It reduces your retirement savings, it's generally taxed, and they're actively warning against using it for non-critical procedures. Insurance inside Super. Here's something that catches a lot of people by surprise. Most super funds offer insurance, and you're almost certainly paying for some without realizing. 3 types are common, according to MoneySmart. Life cover pays out to your family if you die. TPD, which stands for Total and Permanent Disability, pays you if you can't ever work again. And income protection pays you a portion of your income if you can't work for a while. Here's the catch. The cost comes straight out of your Super balance, not your bank account. So you might be paying premiums every single month and never see them. Worth checking what cover you actually have. Golden Nugget 3. Multiple accounts. If you have more than one Super account, you're paying multiple sets of fees and multiple insurance premiums every single month. According to the ATO, around 4 million Australians have 2 or more Super accounts. You can consolidate them through myGov in about 10 minutes. But, and this is critical, MoneySmart says to check the insurance first. If you've got cover you actually value on the account you're about to close, you could lose it. Check insurance, then consolidate. Golden Nugget 4. Gender Super Gap. The Workplace Gender Equality Agency, known as WGEA, is a federal government statutory agency. They track gender pay and super gaps as part of their actual mandate. Their research shows that women retire with significantly less super than men on average. The reasons are structural. Women are more likely to take career breaks, more likely to work part-time, more likely to work in lower-paid industries. Knowing the gap exists is the first step in talking about it. Golden Nugget 5. Lost Super. Now let's circle back to that number from the start. $18.9 billion. Lost super sitting with the ATO and with super funds across Australia. That's spread across 7.3 million accounts, as at the 30th of June 2025. The average lost amount is around $2,590. Treasury reports the average lost super is around $2,590. But some Australians have found a lot more than that. The Treasury Minister's own media release mentions a Melbourne man in his 70s who reportedly recovered over $100,000. A Queensland woman found more than $500,000 sitting forgotten in a single account. How do you check yours? 2 ways. Log into myGov, link it to the ATO, and look at the super section. Or call the ATO's automated super search line on 132865. Takes about 10 minutes. 5 things to do this week. If you've made it this far, here's a simple action plan. All free, all using official government tools. Step 1. Log into myGov. If you don't have an account, set one up at my.gov.au. Step 2. Link myGov to the ATO, then go to the super section. You'll see every super account in your name. Step 3. Look at the Your Super comparison tool on the ATO website. It shows the performance and fees of My Super products side by side. Step 4. Read your latest super statement. Check 3 things: your balance, the fees, and any insurance premiums being charged. Step 5. Bookmark moneysmart.gov.au. It's run by ASIC, it's free, and it's the single best plain English resource on super in Australia. Recap. Super is your fund. Your employer pays 12% on top of your wages by law. Since November 2021, your fund follows you between jobs. You can access super at 60 if retired, or 65 regardless. $18.9 billion is lost. Some of it might be yours. If you only do one thing, log into myGov this week and check your super. 10 minutes. Could be worth thousands. Share this with someone starting their first job. They'll thank you later. I hope this video helps you understand super a little better. Subscribe now. I'll be sharing more useful information in the coming weeks. Disclaimer. This is general information only, not financial advice. Everyone's situation is different. For advice on your situation, speak to a licensed financial advisor.